It's Friday, January 10th, 2020. Here's what's happening locally. A Falconer manufacturing plant is slated to close by the end of the year. Plus, a Kennedy man is facing charges after allegedly kicking a dog.
And we've had widespread rain coming through the area this morning. That will continue through the day and into the weekend. We'll talk about it next as the news starts right now.
From the team that puts coverage first, this is your source for breaking news. WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now on this Friday. I'm Justin Gould. Our top story, the Falconer truck light plant is slated to close at the end of the year. The company, in a statement, announced the news yesterday. A spokesperson says the factory plans to relocate work to other facilities. They say the reason for the closure is to meet customer demands and make the company more competitive in the global marketplace. Now, the Falconer-based office employees there will remain in a job, according to officials. Trucklight did not specify how many employees will be affected by the closure. Well, a flood watch will soon go into effect for most of our area as heavy rain and melting snow is expected to bring a lot of liquid to local rivers and streams. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is on the weather wall and joins us now with the latest at what we can expect. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Jay, and that's right. We do have a lot of rain coming our way over the next day or two, so let's get right into it. So this flood watch was issued yesterday. It is in effect now. It actually goes in effect this afternoon at 1 o'clock or Saturday at 1 o'clock, and it will go until Sunday at 1 o'clock for all the counties shaded in green. Does not include Allegheny County, but it includes everybody else in Western New York and not expected for Northwest PA. Let's hop to links 2 very quickly if we can, and I'll show you the live look at the live First Defense Doppler radar. And you can see here, this is the rain that's been moving through the area. We've had a little bit of wintry mix basically out to the east. There was a winter weather advisory for freezing drizzle for Cattaraugus and Allegheny counties that expired at 10 o'clock this morning, but the rain is continuing to move in and it will continue through the day. Let's hop back to the main graphic system and I will show you the almanac for yesterday, 30 and 33. This is interesting. The low is actually higher than the high, which is interesting, but again, we told you how the lows were going to occur early in the day. Temperatures rose overnight. The record high for today is 48. I think that'll be safe for another year, but record highs possible tomorrow with flooding rain. We'll talk about it with all the details in just a few minutes. Justin, back to you.
Alrighty, Dakota, thank you very much. And we remind you to stay up to date on local weather alerts by downloading the WNY News Now mobile app. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Well, the trial for a woman accused of killing a teen girl last year is now underway. Prosecutors say that 26-year-old Ashley Ann Lopez stabbed 15-year-old Jennifer Brown during an incident on Lincoln Avenue in Dunkirk last May. Brown died a day after the stabbing at a regional hospital. Now, the trial started at 9 a.m. this morning in Chautauqua County Court. Lopez is facing a second-degree manslaughter charge in the case. Well, a Kennedy man is facing animal abuse charges after New York State police allege he kicked a chihuahua during a domestic dispute. Troopers say that 31-year-old Joshua Ross arrived at a residence without an invitation, walked into the victim's home, and refused to leave. Now, during an argument, troopers say Ross kicked the woman's chihuahua. Additionally, when the woman attempted to call 911 for help, Ross allegedly knocked the phone from her hand and across the room. Police say they were eventually contacted by a third party. While attempting to place Ross under arrest, he physically resisted but was eventually taken into custody. Ross faces several charges, including overdriving, torturing, and injuring an animal. Police say he was taken to the Chautauqua County Jail, pending arraignment in the case. Well, hopefully everybody is having a good Friday and preparing really for this wet weather that we'll be seeing coming our way throughout the weekend. I got to check in with the comments and say hello to Lori. Good afternoon to you. Thanks so much for being here today. Hello to Renee as well. Good afternoon. Hopefully you have a great weekend, Renee. Thanks so much for being here. I got to say hello to Jesse and Dawn as well. Hopefully you're all doing well on this Friday afternoon. Coming up, why our local state senator says he's concerned with the state's spending plan or lack thereof. But first, the latest on a fire that destroyed a building in Kennedy yesterday. That and more when WNY News Now comes right back.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you. When you're on the go, stay in the know by downloading the WNY News Now mobile app. Stay up to date on local news, weather, and sports that matter to you. Plus, subscribe to breaking news and weather alerts from the team that puts coverage first. In addition, watch news as it happens with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network. Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
And welcome back to WNY News Now. A building on Fisher Hill Road in Kennedy was destroyed by fire yesterday afternoon. Crews were dispatched to 2538 Fisher Hill Road just after noon for a reported structure fire there. On scene, they say they found a separate structure from the nearby house to be ablaze. The Kennedy, Falconer, Frewsburg, and Kyantone fire departments all worked together to extinguish the flames. Now, as of this morning, there's been no cause yet for that fire, and luckily, no one was injured. Crews say the building appears to be a total loss. The nearby house did not sustain any damage. New York State Senator George Borrello says Governor Andrew Cuomo's State of the State address failed to explain how the state budget will be balanced. During the governor's Wednesday address, he stressed the need for fiscal restraint, with the state staring at a $6 million budget gap caused likely by soaring Medicaid spending. Borrello says, as a former county executive, he knows firsthand the challenges governments face in trying to spend their money wisely.
A lot of talk about spending, but yet we're facing a $6 billion deficit. So I heard about a lot of new spending efforts, but I didn't hear about any how we're going to cut back and how we're going to conserve. So that was a bit disappointing also. We have a big challenge ahead, and as a former county executive and a 10-year veteran of county government, we do things lean and mean in county government, and we need to do that here at the state level, and I'm looking forward to providing some advice and leadership on that.
Now, the governor has cautioned against overspending while pledging not to raise taxes. Well, a new study has returned promising results in the battle against a specific type of dementia. It indicates that lifestyle changes could play a role in combating the disease. Mandy Gaither explains more in today's Health Minute.
Frontotemporal dementia, or FTD, typically strikes early, affecting people in their 40s and 50s. And this form of the disease doesn't affect memory. It attacks the brain's frontal and temporal lobes, which control thinking, reasoning, and emotion. Those affected may ignore other people's feelings, get uncharacteristically frustrated, or say or do inappropriate things. But research conducted at the Memory and Aging Center at the University of California, San Francisco indicates lifestyle changes may be the key to slowing the disease's progression. Research participants with the inherited form of the disease were mostly asymptomatic or displayed mild early-stage symptoms of FTD. They were given MRIs at the beginning of the study and annually for 2 years. Results at the end showed that despite continued degeneration of brain tissue, people who scored in the top 25% of either mental or physical activity performed twice as well on cognitive tests as those in the bottom 5% of similar activity. The research is ongoing, and researchers plan to provide participants with activity trackers to try and pinpoint which types of physical activity are the most beneficial. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
All right, Mandy, thank you very much. Well, Dakota, money may not buy happiness, but it might be able to buy you out of some unhappiness, or at least to a degree. What we're talking about is researchers at Emory University discovered that raising the minimum wage by just $1 reduces suicide rates up by almost 6%. They studied 25 years worth of data from all 50 states to draw this correlation. It collaborates a study from last year where researchers found a 10% increase in minimum wage reduced suicide by 3.4%. Now, both studies looked at Americans without college degrees. Researchers have become interested in why deaths linked to alcoholism, drug overdoses, and suicide are increasing despite a robust economy. Now, many studies are uncovering links between wages and things like smoking, low birth rates, and work absences. Certainly, if you're motivated to come to work, that's probably one of the big reasons why you would show up. And we talked about this before, I think, on the program, is, for me, Dakota, it seems like as long as you sort of have that motivation, that will, and at the end of the day, happiness, you'll succeed in life. And that goes beyond, I think, just making money. I mean, if you surround yourself with good people who make you happy, then you'll feel better, even if maybe your job isn't 100% to par in the pay department, or maybe even if you don't like your job. But I know they say
here's the thing, though. You should love your job. You should love coming into the doors of your work every single day.
And we both agree on that.
And it's everybody has been given the desires of your heart. Go follow your passion. If what you're doing now is not it, then go find it.
But at the same time, some people are forced with really tough decisions where their passion maybe doesn't bring in enough funding for their family or for even themselves. And certainly it's such a hard road to look at.
Right.
But at the same time, like you said, and I agree with you there, I'm such a open heart where it comes to my work. I mean, we both love this so much. I mean, I could literally live in this newsroom because I love working here. I love telling stories.
I'm not a morning
in my community.
person, so I mean, it's like
they make you get up in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that just tells you right there.
I mean, it's like, I'm a night owl, but then again, I have to be a night owl because weather never shuts off.
You never, ever sleep. Well, let's quickly look in the comments before we go to weather. Got to say hello to David. Hopefully you're doing well. Hello to Renee as well. Lori, hello. Thanks so much for joining us. Joanna, happy Friday. Love to see you here. Seth, he says, it is Red Friday. Remember, everyone deployed. And absolutely, certainly that is...
I've never heard of Red Friday.
Neither have I. Is this something new? Or I'm assuming it's probably out there on the web. But I love that. Because certainly, especially this time of year, coming off of the Christmas holiday, we did a story with Blue Star Mothers, which, if you watch the program, it's awfully close to my heart. That's probably the only story type thing that I have bias with as a journalist. I love those moms. They do amazing work. And they really get support during the holidays. But don't forget about our troops, certainly.
Right.
Especially now.
Exactly.
And a lot of scary tensions happening in the Middle East. So, pray. We're always praying for them. And hello to Pam as well. Hopefully you're having a good day. And switching gears here, Dakota, a lot of people this weekend could be dealing with some pretty iffy and important flooding issues that definitely could be happening because there's still some snow out there right now.
And it's going to be melted away.
Yeah, so so right now then we're seeing a lot of rain across the area.
Exactly. Let's take a look at First Offense Doppler radar, and you can see the rain moving through. Now, we had a little bit of wintry mix that moved through early this morning. That's the reason why we had our winter weather advisory for Cattaraugus and Allegheny counties that expired at 10 o'clock. But you can see all this moisture pretty much moving west to east across the area today, and the rain is going to pick up in intensity as we go throughout the next 24 hours. Let's hop to the main graphics, and I'll show you the low temperatures overnight. And these were the low temperatures, believe it or not. These were early lows. Temperatures rose overnight. 33 degrees in Jamestown, 38 in Dunkirk, 43 Erie, 27 in Olean, and 27 also in Wellsville. These were early morning lows. Temperatures actually rose overnight, and those were early morning. So here we go with the next big thing. We'll get right into it because there's a lot of questions about this weekend, so we're going to try to answer them pretty much as good as we can here. So here's our frontal boundary. This frontal boundary is stalling right out across our area, and that always gets us a little bit anxious when we see a stalled front. Because, of course, on the other side of this front, it turns much, much colder. So this is going into the weekend. It's a very complex storm system here. Warmer air to the south, colder air to the north. And what we have to keep an eye on is how close is this colder air going to get into the southern tier. We think it's going to get here, but it's going to get here on Sunday. And the question will be, when will the temperatures drop? That's going to be the key into trying to determine pretty much if we're going to see any wintry mix on Sunday. So we got everything but the kitchen sink. We're throwing it at you this weekend here. So this afternoon, widespread rain, breezy, highs in the mid-40s. Saturday, record highs likely possible. Most everybody will rise into the mid to upper 50s. Would not be surprised if some spots, especially near the Lake Erie shoreline, Lake Erie shoreline go into the lower 60s for for a period. Heavy soaking rain likely Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. Very windy with rain showers Sunday morning. Then in the afternoon, it turns sharply colder. Windy. Could we see a little bit of snow or a wintry mix? That's still the question. And again, it depends on how much cold air we see. We'll take you through Future Scan. You can see the rain just continuing across the area today. The darker colors indicate the heavier amounts of rain. Now, as we head into the later overnight hours, there's likely going to be a little bit of a break in the action before we start seeing more widespread rain coming our way for Saturday. And again, this is going to be on again, off again rain in the morning. It turns more widespread in the afternoon. Notice the yellows and the oranges popping up here. That's heavy amounts of rain. You can see it here on the color table. That's moderate to heavy amounts of rain. That will continue pretty much from west to east throughout the day on Saturday. And again, when you look out here, this is where a lot of the heavier rain will likely be, to our north and to our east here. This is the in-house model, and you can see those yellows and oranges and reds popping up there. Very heavy amounts of rain. Rainfall accumulation. Now, this is the in-house model, and yesterday I told you how the model was overplaying these totals. This is much more, I think, much more accurate to what we're going to see here. The model has really came in line with a lot of the other models here. Heavier rain farther to the north. So if you're going to Buffalo, or if you have friends or family who live in the Buffalo metro area, keep an eye on this. Over 2 inches of rain possible in Buffalo. Across the southern tier, Northwest PA, totals a little bit lower here, but still, this is going to be a lot of rain, over an inch to near 2 inches of rain for today all the way through Saturday. So if you live in a flood-prone area, keep in mind for flood watches and warnings. And again, that flood watch does stay in effect for pretty much the entire southern tier until 1 p.m. on Sunday. And also, this same system is throwing severe weather down to our south. This is a moderate risk area, this red area from Dallas all the way into parts of Mississippi. That is a moderate. That's a level 4 out of 5. Likely a big severe weather outbreak down here. We have our first severe thunderstorm watch of the year up for Oklahoma, severe thunderstorm watch numero uno. And I expect probably some tornado watches down here, and that'll continue eastward tomorrow. So if you have friends or family down there, let them know on that if they don't know that already. So zone forecast here, the inland areas, temperatures mid-40s, likely through the day. This is where we're going to end the day with lots of rain showers and breezy with that south wind 10 to 25 miles per hour. The next 7 days of your life on the screen, 56 the average high for tomorrow. Again, the record high for Jamestown is 55. If we hit that, we'll tie it. If obviously we exceed it, we'll break it. 51 early Sunday, temperature falls through the day. Rain changing over to wet snow showers likely in the afternoon, maybe a wintry mix. Not out of the question there. And temperatures remain above average all the way into mid next week. Even though temperatures go down into the mid 30s next Thursday, that's still above average for that time of the year with a few snow showers. Justin and Norm?
Alrighty, Dakota, thank you very much. Norm joins us now with a look at what's coming up in sports.
That's right, Justin. Coming up in sports, the Buffalo Bills could be in some trouble with the NFL. What happened? Stay tuned to WNY News Now to find out.
Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Enjoy sports fans, it is Friday. Welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. With a 7:05 puck drop tonight, the Jamestown Rebels will play the first game of a 2-game series at home against the Johnstown Tomahawks. Tonight's game is also the Faith and Family Night Special. Jamestown is currently on a 7-game losing streak and are in last place in the Eastern Division with 25 points. Meanwhile, Johnstown is in second in the East with 46 points, 3 points behind the first-place New Jersey Titans. Tomorrow's game will also have a 7:05 puck drop and is the Sports Jersey Night, in which fans can get $3 off a ticket for wearing a jersey and free admission if it's a Rebels jersey. In a twist of fate, the Buffalo Bills are being investigated by the NFL due to a possible violation on their injury policy. Jerry Hughes, a defensive end for the Bills, posted a tweet on Tuesday unveiling he played the AFC wildcard game versus the Houston Texans with torn ligaments in his wrist. In the game, Hughes finished with 3 of the team's 7 sacks. If a failure to report this injury is proven true, Buffalo will face sanctions which include possible fines and forfeiture of draft picks. The other injury report violation this season was when the Pittsburgh Steelers were fined $75,000 and head coach Mike Tomlin $25,000 back in November for being inaccurate on reporting Ben Roethlisberger's elbow injury, which became season-ending. Sticking with the NFL, starting tomorrow, the divisional round of the playoffs will commence. The 2 games on Saturday will be the Minnesota Vikings on the road versus the San Francisco 49ers at 4:35 on NBC, and the Baltimore Ravens hosting the Tennessee Titans at 8:15 on CBS. The final 2 divisional round games will be on Sunday, with the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Houston Texans on CBS at 3:05, and the Seattle Seahawks battling the Green Bay Packers at 6:40 on Fox. The winners of the respective games will advance to the conference championship games, which will be next weekend. That's it for sports today. Back to Justin and Dakota.
All right, Norm, thank you very much. Well, chocolate lovers unite, because
I gotta hear this.
Today we get to celebrate the bittersweet version of our favorite treat. January 10th is National Bittersweet Chocolate Day. Now, this kind of chocolate is defined as dark chocolate with less sugar and more chocolate liquid than semi-sweet chocolate. Now, according to the National Institute of Health, some people could legitimately consider bittersweet chocolate to be a health food.
Oh, yeah.
In January 2015, the study in the NIH found that dark chocolate has a wide array of medical benefits, including support for heart health. Researchers say it even has the potential to help fight infectious diseases.
Well, Jay, what do I always say? Chocolate is good. It releases endorphins. It makes you feel good. And now it's scientifically proven.
Oh my gosh, I could dig right into that chocolate fountain right there.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
fondue.
Yes. Oh man, we need one of those in the news.
Yes.
Like just
We actually
24/7.
had a fondue thing, I think. Or I think it was a punch fondue. I don't think we had a chocolate fondue, but I think we had a punch fondue.
Yes, during the Christmas parade. Not this year, but wasn't it last year? We had that. We
I
had
met
that
my
here.
parents.
Oh, your parents
Yes.
had that. Did they bring it here? I
don't
remember
think so,
somebody
no.
had some sort of dipping. Maybe it was.
I don't even know
cannoli
if we even have it anymore. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, we've moved so many times. I don't even know
Yeah.
if we have it anymore.
Well, you know what? If you do, bring it in because we'd love to set that up.
Speaking of which, I'm going to get myself in trouble for a second. I mentioned this now for those of you who don't know, all of us internally are kind of in a group chat internally where we can talk internally.
Right.
And I mentioned when the news came out about the Bills possibly being fined about this injury stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I posted in the group chat, and I'm going to repeat exactly what I said.
Okay.
Only the Patriots cheat.
I don't know.
Let's go to final weather.
I don't know.
Now, since I've got myself in trouble, let's go straight to Links 1 here, and we'll take a look at the forecast rain totals all the way through the weekend here before people start tuning off and sending me the hate emails. So the forecast rain totals here, we're likely looking at about 1 to 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches. This goes all the way until Sunday. So if you live in a flood-prone area, please keep that in mind and pay attention to any flood warnings should they be issued. Again, 51 degrees will be our high Sunday. Temperature falls through the day. 56 if we hit that in the city of Jamestown. That'll officially break our record high of 55 that was set all the way back in the 70s. And our next chance of snow is not until next Wednesday.
All righty, Dakota, thank you very much. I don't know if I 100% agree with you. I think everybody's got a little bit of hanky-panky when it comes to that kind of stuff. We'll see what they find out.
Everybody cheats. There's not one team who has never cheated.
Yeah.
Even the greatest quarterback of all time, Joe Montana, will tell you he's even done it.
But
everybody finds a way to bend the rules in their favor.
It's so tough.
If you get caught, you get caught. But Darryl Waltrip once said, if you're not cheating, you're not winning.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Ponder that over the weekend. I'll see you Monday.
Do you want to tell them about your theory about?
Oh yeah, I haven't mentioned that. Do we have time?
Yeah, we have
Okay.
time.
So a lot of you know that I had a theory about, the football season this year. And my theory has been this. Somebody was going to have an incredible season. And there's no doubt the Bills did have a very good season. My theory is this. We all know Pancho Villa. I mean, it was horrible the way he died. It was horrible and all that stuff. There's no doubt about that. But had that not happened, would the Bills have had the season that they would have had?
So do you think that's almost inspiration for their hard work and to bring the fans
Just think
together?
about it. Just think about it.
I can see that.
Nothing is a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. Think about that. Ponder it.
Okay.
I'll see you Monday.
I could see that. Got to say hello to Robin, Amy, Lena. Thanks for joining us. Kirk, let us know what you guys think in the comments. We are back on Monday. Of course, news continues 24/7 all weekend long at WNYNewsNow.com. When you're on the go, stay in the know by downloading our mobile app. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Just search WNY News Now. We're back on Monday. Hope to see you then.